Okay, so hello and welcome to this next GCSE English video lesson. So this is lesson 8 already. So aims for today's lesson. It's going to recap tips of good writing. We're going to look at organising your ideas into paragraphs. You're going to be able to give a definition of a paragraph, look at how to organise it, how to separate ideas out. You're going to understand what makes a good article. You're going to have a go at writing exam task of an article, and we're also going to do a little bit of work on apostrophes, improve your knowledge of those. Okay, so remember word of the week. So we had one before. Can you remember what it was? Remember, it was emulate, which means to want to be like one, to copy somebody, imitate them.
Egalitarian.
And this word, as you heard it before I said it, was egalitarian, which is an adjective. Okay, so quite a difficult word, this one. So just pause it very quickly. What do you think that might mean? Have you ever heard it before? Okay, so it's a formal word, and it's a belief in the equality of all people, especially in political, economic, or social life. So as an example, I believe in an egalitarian society where everybody is equal. Okay, so it's the idea, like I said, that it's egalitarian. Everyone is equal. Everyone has kind of similar status, similar standing. Is treated equally well. Okay, so very quickly, this cartoon kind of picture. Just talk through what are the errors. Like it says, the curse of the high apostrophe intelligence. Okay, so as you can see, lots of apostrophes there. Okay, and poor little guy. I feel like that sometimes. It's just saying make it stop repeatedly. Okay, so what we're looking at are apostrophes and plural forms. Okay, so hopefully you noticed that every single apostrophe there was used incorrectly. Okay, but there are very common mistakes that are often found. You can often see them. Okay, so remember, you do not use an apostrophe in a plural form. Okay, so if you've got more than one of something, say 2 apples, it's apples, not apple apostrophe s. Okay, so it's a very common mistake. Make something plural. Oh, it's got an s on the end. Let's put an apostrophe in there. No, that's one. So apostrophes are used for 2 main purposes. Okay, so to show something belongs to someone. Okay, so the example there, it should be Smith's fruit and vegetables. Okay, the fruit and vegetables belongs to Mr. Smith. Or it's to show a missing letter. Missing letters. So there, apostrophe RE equals they are. So 2 main reasons only. So if we go back to the picture, as you can see, so there should be an apostrophe there. So the irony of the only word that doesn't have an apostrophe does need one. So fruits, you don't need it. Vegetables, no, take it out. Again, lettuces, take it out. Apples there, take it out. Cucumbers, it's got 2 just for luck. No. Potatoes should be ES at the end. And if you can see that, I think that's grapes. Again, take it out, and so on and so on. Okay. So hopefully you get the idea. So try and remember that one, because apostrophes, plurals, very simple mistake to make, but very easy to fix. It's a sort of little thing. If you do make little, basic errors like that, it's gonna affect your writing. Again, yeah, daily specials, take it away. Okay, so remember, only used to show something belongs to somebody, and to show you've got a missing letter when you shorten a verb form, like there, for they are. Okay, good. So, quick recap. Remember, we're looking at paper 2 writing. So it's an hour, roughly, yeah, in the 2-hour exam. 2 tasks, 20 marks each. Like we said, it's transactional writing, writing for a purpose. Those are the 4 main tasks that you'll be asked to do. Okay, then 1 or 2, a review might come up, which is a little bit like an article, so that's fine. So we looked at a letter in the last lesson. Okay, this lesson, as I said, we're going to look at writing an article. Okay, very quickly, I want you to remember, give you some ideas. How do you get a good mark? Anyone? Okay, so like we said, it was about making the writing real, having a clear opinion, if you ask for an opinion on a topic, clear sense of audience, who you're writing for, your ideas need to be developed well, they need to be organised, so we looked at that very straightforward 5-point paragraph plan. It needs to be specific as well. Yeah, real people, real places, real people, real examples, experiences, easier to write, and it's more effective as well. And of course, as we said before, accuracy of your written English. So apostrophe is just one example of that. Okay, so what I've got here is, we're going to look at writing an article. So I've got top 10 tips. Okay, so first of all, I just want you to pause the video, write down what is the definition of an article. What do you understand by what an article is? So like I said, 30 seconds, just write that down. Okay, so hopefully you've got something like an article is a piece of text written for a newspaper or magazine or website which addresses a topic. Okay, often gives an opinion on a topic which is maybe relevant to the readers of that newspaper, website, etc. Okay, so basically an article is so it's not a news item as such. Okay, so it's not like a news report, but it's maybe giving an opinion or giving a review, giving ideas about a specific topic. Okay, so some ideas of articles, top 10 tips. Okay, so you need a bold and a catchy headline, something to kind of attract the reader's interest. Articles are generally more informal. Okay, so it's normally can be quite light-hearted, quite chatty, not specifically formal. It does depend a little bit on the topic. The one we're looking at today, notice, does have this light-hearted, chatted tone. Okay, but of course you still write accurately. And so 4 or 5 clear sections. Going back to that 5-point paragraph plan. Can use linking words. Okay, so we haven't talked about this very much yet. We'll bring it up in a bit, but it's what you need is a way of kind of including your audience in the article. Okay, so rhetorical questions, maybe a list of 3 pronouns or direct address. We ask you to include your audience in your writing. Okay, that's key as well. Maybe exclamation marks if appropriate. Okay, like I said, it's informal, so it's fine to use contractions here, and appropriate language for the audience. As I mentioned before, use personal experience, personal anecdotes, make it more realistic. You need to link your opening and your ending together. So whatever works in put in your opening, there has to be some connection in your ending back to it. It's about using short, punchy sentences, to make it a lively read. Okay, so here are just some tips. So maybe just pause the video here, copy these down in some aspect. Okay, so in a moment we're going to look at an article exemplar. Okay, but before we do that, I just want you to think PAFT. So we talked about PAFT in the last lesson. So that's purpose, audience, format and tone. Hopefully you remember that. So the exam question we're going to look at today is entitled Write a lively article for your school or college magazine with the title How to Survive Your GCSE Exam Year. Okay, so just pause the video here. Okay, and then just very quickly, a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes, write down what is the PAFT. Okay, so hopefully you had something like purpose, is to give advice on how to prepare for your GCSEs. Okay, audience, school, college students, so it's your peers. It's an article and it's informal. Okay, so reasons why it's informal. The audience is your peers, so it's people same age, same level, status as you, and the purpose. So in some ways it's quite serious, but it's about surviving your GCSE exam year. And also in the question, this word lively gives you an idea. Yeah, so it's like, lively article means informal, kind of punchy, not too serious. Okay, so I'm going to show you the article. I want you to see if you can find examples of many of those top tips that we have looked at. Okay, so you should have a copy of the article here. Okay, so what I want you to do, I'll just make that a little bit bigger for you. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, go through this article. You should have access to. Okay, and I just want you to go through and kind of see if you can find those ideas. What's the style? How is it organised? How does it appeal to the reader? Which is those 10 top tips can you find? Okay, so take maybe 10-15 minutes, go through, and then we'll go through as a group. Okay, welcome back. So if I just very quickly bring up the 10 tips, okay, just so you remember what they are. Okay, so bold, catchy headline, light-hearted, chatty tone, 4 or 5 clear sections, linking words, maybe some language techniques, rhetorical questions, direct address, exclamation marks, not that important, contractions, appropriate language for the audience, personal experience, anecdotes, link up opening and ending, short punchy sentences. So let's go through the text, see how it works. Okay, so excuse me. So we look at them together. Might make it a bit easier. So bold and catchy headline: How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the GCSEs. Okay, so you may not know, this is from a film called Dr. Strangelove, and the subtitle was How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Nuclear Bomb, something like that. So again, nice catchy headline, quite bold, makes you kind of think, oh, okay, what's going on here? Okay, so light-hearted, chatty, accurately. So to be honest, I'm still surprised you've been reading this article. Are you sure you don't have some revision to do? Controlled assessment to prepare for, a target to meet. Okay, so it's got quite a nice kind of bouncy, chatty tone. You really feel like the writer of this article is talking directly to you. Okay, some of the other things, so it's got rhetorical questions. Okay, so here, a controlled assessment to prepare for. Are you sure you don't have some revision to do? So how do you cope with all this? Okay, so uses rhetorical questions, uses direct address. How do you? I suppose you've. Best advice I can give you is listen lessons. I mean, really listen. Okay, so it's got a couple of clear sections working its way through. Okay, well organised. Got informal connectives. How do you cope with this? Furthermore, my second piece of advice. So it's quite straightforward, but it links it nicely together. Like I said, exclamation marks, don't worry about that one too much. Personal experience and anecdotes. So, like this one, where he talks about revision timetable. I know it might sound geeky, but I feel really good when I can tick things off my to-do list. Timetable all helps when you're planning your homework. Okay, so that works well. Uses contractions again, which kind of links into like the light-hearted, chatty tone. I'm surprised you've. Are you sure you don't have? Okay, so like I said, it's really appropriate for this type of article. Think about who the audience is, personal experiences, link your opening. So to be surprised, I mean. Okay, Ryan, I'm surprised you're even reading this article. Are you sure I don't have some revision to do? And anything that I should be doing, swallowing me up. Okay. And by the end, so how do you survive your GCSE exam year? Get yourself organised, pay attention, remember to relax. Okay, so start us off by saying you feel stressed. Okay, by the end, it's giving you ideas, kind of links it back to this. Okay. Short punchy sentences. Yeah, I mean really listen, like this one here. Get yourself organised. Okay. how do you cope with all this? Okay, so short sentences. There are some, longer ones where it's appropriate. Like this one, to be honest, sometimes I feel that targets, assessment, revision exams are swallowing me up like a terrifying tsunami. Okay, so again, he uses a little bit of alliteration there. He's got the rule of list of 3, targets, assessment, revision, and exams. And he ends again. My computer works. Get yourself organised, pay attention, remember to relax. Okay, so let's end with that list of 3, which works really well. And like I said, it's organised into 3 main paragraphs. So you've got the opening sentence, introduction, kind of linking. It's not really a sentence here; it's just like an interjection, and then 3 paragraphs. If you noticed, each paragraph, okay, it's very clear content. Okay, so this one is about listening in lessons. Okay, asking for help, kind of talking to people, communicating. That's the topic of that one. This one's about being organised, knowing what you need to do when. This one is about, just find the last one, and then third main paragraph. It's about rest and relaxing, getting that balance between working hard, but also giving your body time to recharge. And then a very short conclusion. Okay, so I think it's a really good example of a well-written article which works and meets all the criteria you have there. So what we're going to look at is how you can do something similar yourself. Okay. So again, recap. Like we said, so introduction, why it's an important subject, 1 main idea theme per paragraph, conclusion, recap of your main ideas, linking back to your introduction. Okay, so I hope you can see the article you just looked at follows that really clearly. It's a very straightforward plan to follow, which I think works really well. Okay, so what we're going to look at is paragraphs. Okay, so like I said, if you can, example I've shown you today, okay, like we said, very clear ideas, very clear themes per paragraph. If you can get paragraphs organised correctly, really helps your writing. Okay, big difference. Okay, so what is a paragraph? Okay, so I just want you to pause the video, just see if you can write down definition of your understanding of what a paragraph is. Okay, so basically it's a group of sentences, normally at least 2, focusing on one single topic, single idea. Okay, I mean you can have one sentence paragraphs, but generally speaking, I think for this purposes, think of paragraph at least 2, probably better to think of 3 or 4 paragraphs. And if we look at some of the ones from the article, not that one, where's it go? Here we go. Okay, so my second part to go to organise 1 paragraph, and now we're going to test make 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs. Okay, this one 2 paragraphs, like I said. First one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so like I said, slightly long maybe, but 4 sentences, probably ideal for what a paragraph length should be. Okay, so that's the definition. So when do you start a new paragraph? Okay, so mentioned this already. So it's basically every time that you change theme, change the topic, aspect of the theme. Okay, depends how much detail you're going into a topic. Okay, maybe perspective, or if you're talking about different people. Okay, so basically, for our purposes, the theme's going to be the same throughout, basically, but you'll have different aspects, different topics within it. So every time, like I said, this is where the planning comes in as well. If you've got 3 main ideas, then that's going to be your paragraph structure. Okay, so what we're going to do is just get you to think about why paragraphs are so important. Okay, so if you look at the TikTok text, what I want you to do is read through, decide where the paragraph break should go. So one reason why I'm showing you this is just to show you how important paragraphs can be to help you understand a text. If I can find it. I showed you the answers, my mistake then. Okay, here we go. So this is the version you should have. Okay, just make it larger for you. So I've taken out the paragraphs. Okay, so first thing, so when you just look at a chunk of text like that, it's really difficult to understand or make head of it. You know, so that's basically why we use paragraphs. And you know, you'd be surprised how many times I get a piece of homework, an article, whatever it might be, an essay, no paragraphs or badly organised paragraphs. It makes such a difference. So I want you to pause the video for now. Quite a difficult task. I want you to read the text though to give you a bit of help. I want you to divide it into 4 paragraphs. So just put 2 lines, like here, where you think the new paragraph should start. Okay. So maybe we're going to do this in 2 steps. So that's the first step. So pause this, then we'll check, and then we'll look at a suitable heading or suitable topic for each paragraph. So pause that, let's see how you get on. Okay, have you done that? Right, so let's look at what it should be. Okay, so like I said, this is quite a difficult task, this, because often, you know, we don't see text like that. So here is how the paragraph, how it should have been organised. Okay. So first paragraph is from TikTok is a social network, challenges or memes. Then TikTok users sign up, make the app, follow content creators. And then using any social network can be risky through to turn those features off completely. And then finally, why the safest way to use, make sure the limits on the type of information your kid shares. Okay, so you've got 4 paragraphs there. So obviously the article is like a description of TikTok, about what TikTok is. So what I want you to do now is try and think, what is the content of each paragraph? Why is it that we've separated the paragraphs there? Okay, so it says come up with headings. So that might help you to, but first of all I want you to identify the topic of each paragraph and then write a suitable heading for what that paragraph might be. Because in some articles, some other things, you might have subheadings, okay? Not necessarily, but you know, it's a useful kind of tool to have in your kind of armory for writing if it's appropriate. So again, pause the video now, read through again, what's the content, what's the topic of each paragraph, what type of heading could you have for it? Okay, welcome back. So paragraph 1, it's talking about basically what TikTok is. Yeah, it's giving a basic introduction to it. Okay, so it tells you how it works, a bit of a history, originally called Musical.ly, what they do, how it's all, how they hashtag them, how they tag them, and the idea that it's often TikTok challenges, TikTok memes, etc. Okay, so the title could be very straightforward. What is TikTok? Yeah. Okay, second paragraph gives you a little bit more of information about it. Okay, so that's what it is. Maybe this is how you access it. Yeah. How you join it, how you find videos, how you can make videos as well. Okay. So again, the topic is could be some heading could be how do I use TikTok? Yeah. How do I sign up? Yeah. How do I access it? That sort of thing. Okay. Third one is maybe talking about the privacy, public versus private. So I think this is aimed at parents, telling them about TikTok. So it could be what are the risks? Yeah. Or how do I make it safe? Or how safe is TikTok? Something like that. And last paragraph is kind of maybe talking a little bit about the negatives of it. Okay, so like I talked about, encourage the kids to do things they wouldn't normally do, obsessed with likes and approval, safe behaviour. So it could be something like, how do I make it safe, or what are the dangers, something like that. Okay. Okay, so hopefully once you've gone through it, you can see that actually, and also if you compare this piece when you compare to, where's it gone? The one without paragraphs, if I can find it again, which I can't, bear with me. There we go, yeah. You know, it's just from a purely visual point of view, yeah, so much easier to read and understand, easier to follow, much more pleasing on the eye. You know, for all those reasons, using paragraphs really, really important. Okay, good stuff. So, guess what I want you to do now. So, obviously, we've gone through a little bit about an article. So, looked at one example. So here I've got a similar task, okay, but obviously it's a different topic. Okay, so write a lively article for your school college magazine, giving students advice on how to live a healthier lifestyle. Okay, so remember PAFT, purpose, audience, format, tone, 5 paragraphs. Okay, so I want you to pause the video for maybe 5-10 minutes. I want you to see if you can work out what the PAFT is, and then brainstorm ideas of maybe how you could organise ideas. What advice could you give to people, to your fellow students, on how to live a healthier lifestyle? So, like I said, pause the video here, and then we'll talk through. Okay, welcome back. So, topic, like we said, was lively article for your school college magazine, giving students advice on how to live a healthier lifestyle. Okay, so purpose. So it's giving advice to other college students, yeah, on how to be healthy. Audience, college students, format, we talked about, article, tone, informal. Yep. So again, just get into the habit of doing this purpose, audience, format, tone. So you're very clear, this is what I'm doing. I'm giving advice, telling students how to be healthy. Okay. So obviously also what else you need to do is, at this stage now, brainstorm your ideas. So we talked about using 5 paragraphs. So your introduction. Okay. So we go back to the thing. So why is it an important subject? Okay, so if we talk about this one, so healthy living, well, it could be, you know, it's maybe talk about rates of obesity going up, people with diabetes, even, you know, prevalence of COVID-19. Yeah, so the healthier you are, the better able you might be able to do to cope with the disease or any other diseases, and also healthy body, healthy mind. You know, the link between being physically healthy and being mentally healthy. Lots of things you could put in there. Okay, so 3 main paragraphs, 3 main ideas. Again, so it's completely up to you how you organise this, what ideas you had. So off the top of my head, it could be something about healthy eating. Could be about doing exercise. Could be about doing exercise on the cheap. So, you know, walking to college, not getting the bus, cycling, not getting the car. You know, anything at all really, you know, so, you know, changing your diet, bringing in your lunch, not going to the canteen, not going to KFC, cutting out sugar, stop drinking. Choice is yours, yeah. Okay, and no, you could also, you know, the topic is talking about a healthy lifestyle. You know, so that could also, you know, you could also bring in things about mental well-being as well here, yeah. Okay, so the idea of maybe doing yoga or other activities like that. And then conclusion, like I said, so in the introduction, hope you've put why it's important to be healthy. Conclusion, kind of reiterating how it's important, little steps, little tips of how everyone can be healthier, what the benefits are. Okay, so you've got about half an hour. Like I said, that will be what you would have in the exam. So what I want you to do now is go away, write the exam question out, answer it, try and time yourself. The more practice you get at writing to a limit, the better you will be in the exam. Okay, remember to bring that to your next lesson. Okay, thank you very much. Remember, that's the path for that one, and I'll see you again soon.